here's what I came for. 69 Chrysler Newport. She's crispy. Flat tires. Look at it, straight though. Got rear bumper on it. Deck lid. Nice and flat and straight. It's got all the glass in it. 4-door. Now I know a lot of people don't like 4-doors. They're not worth as much. And 2-door, hardtop, all this. I always liked 4-doors. I liked 4-doors and long beds, even though they're less valuable. You know, 4-doors are for people with friends. That's what I always thought. Can we get this open? Back door won't open. Front door opens. Dash is pretty crispy. But it's all there. I mean, look at the dashes there. We got kind of the first generation of the diagnostic, or the, not engine lights, but tell you if your seat belt's on, if your door is ajar, brake system, hot. Got ourselves a radio, climate controls over there. I'm not sure what that dial does up there. Oil up those comments and tell me what that dial does up there. I don't know. I'm assuming that switches for your dash light. Your gauges down here, your speedometer, fuel, charging. Oh, we got a clock, wipers, washers. Lights. Sweet. Washer. Wiper motor. We got all kinds of goodies in the back I haven't checked out. Let's see. Ooh. We got keys. Nice. Always love it when you get keys. I hate having to drill these out. I don't like to do that. I like to have keys. This was for air conditioning, heat, vent. Cool. Oh boy. Sat in a junkyard for a good 20 or 30 years. Somebody spliced a wire there. This thing's been sitting for 40 years. No doubt about that. I'm just curious. What's in here? Dirt. Okay. Got some factory hose clamps. Should we give this a whirl? Take a look at that crank. Oh yes. That's half the battle right there. You see that crank turning? Let's see what's going on in here. I don't feel nothing. Whew. Should I dare check the oil? Let's see here. Okay. It's black though. It's black. Well, it turns over and it's got oil in it, so she'll go. She'll run. It's got air conditioning. Look at this. This is an aftermarket unit. Is this a real Chrysler unit? Someone comment down. Or is this an aftermarket unit? Every time I ever see these are aftermarket. Got brakes. Got power brakes. I can't check it right now. I don't have a ratchet, but it's got a motor, trans, rear end, radiator. I think we can make it run. If you want me to, I'll put your email in the description. Yep. If people want to message you about any of these for sale. What year is that?
73.
That's a 73?
That's 55.
Cadillac.
That's 69 Chrysler 300.
69 Chrysler 300.
70 Dodge Polara.
The one I'm taking. This is a 70 Dodge Polara?
Yeah.
And then this, we almost bought. We wanted to buy this. I love this. 55 Black Caddy. This thing is sweet. Which one was it, John?
The last Lincoln.
The last? This one. So, this last Lincoln here was, this was Metal Lark Lemon?
Metal Lark. You gotta say it that way.
Metal Lark?
Yeah. Metal Lark Lemon.
Metal Lark Lemon's car from the Harlem Globetrotters. This was his car. It ended up in a junkyard, and now it's at John's house. Get more details on any of these cars. Email John about them. I'll put his email down there for you guys. But at any rate, let's get this car loaded up. And real quick, while I'm backing this trailer up, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. like this video, and drop a comment down for the YouTube algorithm. Even if you just say comment for the YouTube algorithm. Believe it or not, that's the best way to help me. Dad and me brought a spare set of aired up tires because we knew the tires on this car would be flat. Luckily, we had the same bolt pattern.
Chrysler rims on here, or do you know?
I want to check and see if there's hubcaps. I'm just curious. Gosh, no. Ooh. Yes. I don't see any. I don't see any caps. Oh well.
No.
No.
Keep trying. Yeah, you're there. You're nearly there.
Oh,
Yeah.
It fits.
Oh, dude, you have me scared, man.
you guys are really coming up. Back.
Nah, the town's dying.
Oh. Last time it was registered was 78. Yeah, it wasn't even a 10-year-old car. The paint is smoked. But if you look, there's not a dent in this thing. It is perfectly straight the whole way down. Look at that. Used to be a top on it, like a vinyl top you can see right here. You see that vinyl top, they always got a little bit of rust here, but I'm not really concerned about it. She's cool to me. The rims we're putting on this car for rollers are the rims and tires we took off of the 46 International that I've been doing a series on. If you're new to the channel and haven't seen them, you might want to pop in and check them out after this. This car is so low to the ground that we had to actually put the stands on the frame of the car and let the pumpkin down so that we could get the tires up in the wheel well. But we got her rolling now. I'm really digging this car, and once I get it running and driving, as it sits pretty much, I want to take it on at least a 500-mile road trip. So if the motor runs, that's what I'm doing with it. Dad struck a deal with John to get the bumper and some other odds and ends off of this 56 Cadillac. It's practically totaled. It sat in a wash for 20 or 30 years. There's dirt piled up all the way past the seat. So me and my dad both have 56s, so this is good to have. All right, we made it home. So the car's home, safe and sound. But before I dug into it real quick, I wanted to do a little digging to kind of decode the VIN and the fender tag, because I've heard that Chrysler had the best documentation for their cars, what factory options it came with, when it was made, and how it left the factory. So I did a little digging, got on the Google machine, was able to find some resources online. So here's what I found. The C means it was a Chrysler Newport. Obviously it's a Chrysler Newport, it says it right there on the back. E means economy. So they had E, economy, low, medium, high price range. So E was the lowest. This was the lowest price range car. It was economy. The 41 means it was a four-door sedan. It is a four-door sedan. There's a pillar in the middle. That's correct. H, it's kind of where it gets interesting. H means it is a 383 4-barrel V8 high performance. So there was a 383 that was a standard, and then there was a 383 high performance. The differentiation, the normal 383 was rated at 315 horsepower. The 383 Magnum was rated at 335 horsepower. Had a purple shaft cam. I don't know what that means. Maybe it had like a different duration or bigger lobes on it. I'm not 100% sure. And it had a high performance exhaust. This car does have dual exhausts running out the back. So there you go. It had the high performance exhaust manifolds as opposed to log manifolds, meaning like log meaning straight. This one had like the high performance curved manifolds. We got a 4-barrel. Then we have the high performance exhaust manifolds that come up instead of just being straight, and we have dual exhaust underneath. Now on this fender tag, E63 means it was the V8 383 4-barrel. D32 means it's a 3-speed automatic. Shifter is an automatic up there. I'm sure this is a 3-speed. B7 means it was medium blue metallic. And on the car, you can see that this used to be medium blue metallic. We can see it was medium blue metallic. And I check here because whenever you go to repaint a car, you usually will never get the door jammed. Also under the hood, we can see that it was blue. We have obviously medium blue metallic. This would have never been repainted even if you would have had the car repainted, and you can see under this paper here, same thing. So I'm pretty confident this was blue. And the 318 here means it was 3 of 18, so March 18th, 69. This 245716 is the same number that's on the VIN underneath the windshield. This means it was the 245,716th car made in 69. So we do not have a VIN number 1 car or number 2. We have 245,716.
That's okay. What are you gonna do?
Nothing. It's killing you, huh?
Yeah, you need to do it. Just what's all this waiting around for?
Well, that goes to your starter. Where's our negative?
Right there.
Where? Oh. Sorry about all the wind noise, guys. I can't do nothing about it. Well, our only signs of life so far is running light and another running light. Our oil light's on. Well, since we know that it isn't locked up, you want to bump it, just see if it cranks. Go ahead.
Nothing, it just flickers. Moving battery cables around.
Maybe if I clean these terminals up. I think we're not getting a good connection. These terminals are loose and dirty, so we got a couple things working against us here. That starter needs all the amperage it can get to turn over this high performance motor. Yeah, no. I don't think there's going to be much tightening going on. Try it again. Are you hitting it?
There's something, whatever it is you're moving, making the hot light come on too.
I'll put another nut on it.
Yeah.
So we can get her going.
Yep. That's what you do every time.
Whatever. Just vice grip it. Headlight is on. Try that dimmer switch. It's kind of hidden up there. See it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Let's see the other ones. Oh yes. Yeah. Headlights on. The running lights underneath are on. Yes. Hit it again. Hit the brights again. Yeah. Alright, try and bump the key switch again. Okay. That's a good sign. Something's bent over here pushing these belts out. I gotta bend that back. See that? How it's hitting that belt, this bracket. Oh, what's this? Made in USA. Is it hot?
Yeah. You know that lighter is going to work. They want you to smoke. You can't drive this car without a cigarette in your hand.
Absolutely not. Well, I think we know enough now to start cleaning off the engine so we can actually work on it. And then we can move to the inside. You know, it's really hit and miss. Sometimes when pack rats live in cars, they eat the wiring literally to nothing. And sometimes you get lucky and they nibble on some and don't destroy the whole wiring harness. And I kind of got lucky here where they made their nests, but most of the wiring harness is intact. A few of the spark plug wires I can tell they ate some of, but they weren't, none of them are ate through all the way. If you've ever had a Chrysler from this era or something along those lines and you got a memory with it, leave it in the comments because I always like reading those from you guys. Oof. Yep. Alright, she's all clean. Looks a lot better than she did. No more pack rat turds. So I went ahead, got a gas tank, got a fuel hose, got our electric fuel pump hooked up to the battery, got the fuel line going to the carburetor. So we're just going to go ahead and crank it over, see what happens.
Oh, you got some gas going to it? See if it floods over.
Alrighty. Huh? A little something. Alright. Crank it. Ain't cranking. Alright, stop. It's sparking out the distributor. Maybe it flooded.
Choke's on too. Might need to open that choke up.
Where's dang? There's gas all in. So I have all the spark plug wires numbered. And I'm going to take the plugs out and see what they look like because we didn't have any luck yesterday getting this thing started. Could have flooded it with all the gas we were putting to it from the electric fuel pump. A couple of these plug wires could be twisted around. Spark plugs could be dirty. Spark plug number 1. It's black, but it doesn't look terrible. It's not super fouled out. Go ahead and poke it, see if any pressure's in there. I'll be danged.
Still got a little bit in it, so that means it holds Freon.
Well, if it's been sitting 40 years and it has at least some pressure in it, that means it's holding something.
Yeah.
Could probably put some Freon in there and
Oh yeah.
could have air conditioning.
You think it's 134?
No. It's 12 for sure.
They use these compressors. These things were just, I can't stand it.
These things weren't very good.
Oh, they're good. They're just overkill.
They're overkill.
They're just heavy. They try to overheat the motor. They're sucking horsepower off the engine. They're inefficient.
Here's the plugs. They don't look too terrible bad. A little black. But they'll clean up and they'll work. I want to see if the plug wires are on correctly and we don't have any switched around or someone before us switched them around. Alright, so we're going to simulate compression. 80. We'll hook our spark plug wire up. Yeah, it's going. Should have fired yesterday. These little plug cleaners are pretty cool. You stick this down in the rubber. You have abrasive blast, which is sand and air. And then you have the air blast, which cleans off the sand. And then it looks like this. Looks a lot better. While we got the spark plugs out, I'm going to do compression check. Why not, right? I mean, we're already here. Almost 90. That's more than good enough. $60. Ooh. Almost pretty much 100. Oh yeah. Cylinder 8. $70. Number 3. Yeah, 100. Cylinder 5. Oh yeah. Yep. Got all our plugs cleaned up and they are working. We'll go ahead and put them back in. They were working before I cleaned them, but just for good measure, you know. You know, a lot of people immediately when they get an old car, they go out and buy new spark plugs, new plug wires, cap and rotor and all that. Everybody can do whatever they want, I guess. When we get these old cars, in our experience, 99% of the time, you know, the spark plugs work. And what's a set of spark plugs now? Like $30? Prices of stuff is crazy. All the plug wires are back in it. Spark plugs, I checked the firing order. Everything's correct. We'll give it another whirl. This time, we'll try not to flood it. Let's give it a little gas. Ooh. Watch that spark plug. It's getting spark. So this was number one. Yeah, this was number 1. Yeah. It's pointed over here.
What?
That ain't right.
That ain't gonna work.
Well, it's 1843657 but they have them all cocked. Like all the wires are cocked. It's right here.
180 out.
Yeah, it's a whole 180 out. Alright, that's our problem. That's why it's not firing up. So what happened was the people before us, they had number 1 on the opposite side of the distributor. They had the firing order correct, but they just started it on the opposite side of the cap. Maybe someone did a tune-up on it, put the plugs back on, swearing they had it right, and when it wouldn't run, they said, that's a deeper problem, park it. Wires are plugged back in. We have compression. We have some fuel. The accelerator pump's working. I can hear it. I bet it'll go now. Alright, fire in the hole. Alright. There you go. Let's try and get it to idle a little longer. That distributor, the hold down on the distributor was out in the car. I put it on, it's not tight. So I'm assuming that it's not timed correctly. It might be too advanced or too retarded. So I want to try and get it to idle and maybe mess with that a little bit and then tighten it down. So. Much better. A lot of lifter clatter. Might take a minute for it to build some oil pressure. Power steering isn't working. Can't run it for too long. We don't have any water in it. Well, our oil light went out. I don't know. That must mean it's got oil pressure. Maybe that light is working. Let's see if she'll start up on her own. Our oil light's on. No. See, it is building oil pressure because when I just cranked it, it went out and then came back on, which means it lost pressure. Yeah, see, cranking it gives it pressure. Put some hose water down the radiator and it's leaking at this heater hose. It's got coolant in it. Yeah, I put water in there. I'm gonna put some ATF in the power steering here. It's cute, it's dry as a bone. Let it suck on that. Black widow right there. You don't want to play around with them things.
Oh, he's a big one too.
I want to check this tranny fluid and then see if it goes in gear. It's trying, but it's real sloppy. We're not getting no gears, guys. Oof. Uh-oh. That's no good. Alright. So, we're going to try and drive this thing. It might just need some more tranny fluid. We'll see. It's also cold. I don't know if it's going to start up. We did put some tranny fluid in it, so some more. Ooh. We got no brakes, so hoping that's all our problem is. We can't run this very long. I don't have any of the belts hooked up or nothing. We made it maybe 30 or 40 feet. There's a chain link fence hooked underneath here. It was underneath there at John's house when we pulled it out. He said when he bought it, he had to pull it about 100 feet in order to get it loaded, and this chain link fence got caught underneath it. So I gotta get it out of there. What the heck? Okay. It's going now. I'm trying to work against the steering, trying to get under this tree. Perfect. Okay, I think the train is working. It's engaging a lot harder now. I gotta shut it off. I got no belts hooked up. Water's leaking. I mean, this thing is in poor condition, but it drives. So it runs and it drives. It doesn't stop yet, but the title says, will it run and drive? I didn't say that it had to stop, so I didn't lie to you technically. So there will be another update on this car. My goal with this car is I want to take it on a 500-mile road trip, just pretty much as is, doing the absolute bare minimum to get it road legal, and then I want to take it on a at least 500-mile road trip. I got to get belts for it. I got to address the brakes, see what's up with the wheel cylinders, hoses, master cylinder, make the brakes work safe. I got to get a set of tires for it, which I wanted to ask you guys. Do you like the lettered tires or the white wall tires? So let me know in the comments, do you want me to get white wall or white letter? We got to address the fuel system, fuel pump, gas tank. I think it's empty. I'm hoping it's empty. It sounded very hollow. Probably will be able to use the gas tank, I think. And a lot of my followers have came from the 46 International video. We're in the middle of getting a title for it and trying to find a door for it. And the last video we do on the 46 International will be a road trip video on that too. With all the stuff that it had on it when I bought it, we were able to make it run and drive. So I think that's pretty good success right there. Make sure you like and subscribe and drop a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.